some Arbiter Sentinels arrive in gilded carriages out front of the courtyard, almost expecting you. With Edgar Marlowe in tow, the party goes downstairs and addresses the drivers. They basically say that they are going to transport you guys nearly halfway across the realm in a matter of minutes. Through pretty much a mass teleportation spell, you guys are teleported to their camp outside of a ancient abandoned dwarven stronghold known as Barad Sequi. It's pouring down rain. They're putting up their camp. They've got what looks like the local townsfolk helping assemble everything. There's sentinels and armor everywhere. You're quickly met by a new individual named Lewis Gerhardt, who seems to be Watkin Dutchfield's apprentice, Watkins being the leader of the Arbiter Sentinels, if you remember. You're ushered out of the rain into Watkins' personal tent, and they've got a whole spread up. They're doing research, they're mapping, they're investigating and exploring everything they can about this situation. The party has a good sit down and talk with Dutchfield, and it seems to be that with the mass of blue crystals that are growing out of Dutchfield's body, something's going on. Through a discussion, the party learns that Watkins is most likely, heavily assumed, almost, like 99% positive, that he is in possession of a piece of a thought himself, which is making the side effects of these crystals on his body. He is expressed that he wants to be a third party. It's not affiliated with the questing circle to study and investigate the matters of these complicated creatures and these pieces of thought. They have tracked a complicated creature to Barad Sequi that has forcibly entered this beforehand untouched, dungeon. And they've sent sentinels in, but none have returned. So he's seen a vision and has specifically asked for you guys. Edgar may know a few things more that the party itself don't, but that's for Edgar to disclose at their time, because metagaming. But Edgar has seen a little bit more, and they've talked it out. And for the most part, it all kind of summed up with Dutchfield saying, look, I am in possession of one of these thoughts, but I request that you keep it a secret from the circle. You tell them I feel they would be more inclined to take it away from me, and without it, we can't continue researching and investigating. So the Arbiter Sentinels are now a third party for any matters that involve the thoughts that if you don't want to talk to the circle about, say. Edgar's hot-dogged on the idea about it, and everyone else is unsure. You slowly begin to enter this dungeon. The first floor seems to be just a large stone labyrinth, which we briefly find several large demonic wall entities that Edgar seems to remember or recognize in some fashion, and plays it off like, seeing a lamppost on every corner, like it's an everyday thing.
Oh yeah, those are the things that Bill from accounting made.
Pretty much, exactly. Everyone's still a little concerned, but kind of blindly trusts Edgar because...
You cut out.
Everyone blindly trusts Edgar because, no, he's never steered you before. You make your way through this brief labyrinth without anyone getting affected or touched by these demonic walls. You descend a quick flight of stairs and find yourself in some sort of living area with magical seals over the doorways. We pass over them, and a ghostly apparition of a ancient dwarf appears with a kind of a banding mark over the doorways that reads, "He who is left will guard what is last from those who are not," which seems to be invoking that there is a ghost that will guard whatever is left of this place. Briefly fought and lost in the room. That's pretty much it, save for two highlights where you guys encountered the complicated creature on the labyrinth. Stonewall opened an iron door into a small chamber and saw it straight on. Everyone rolled Constitution to save their sanity, and Stonewall got a trip and a half, where he had a vision or an out-of-body experience where he was flying through space, seeing other worlds, and seeing this great darkness that was developing these other worlds that spoke to him briefly. And the other fun thing is on this secondary band of translucent reflective crystal that lined the entire floor. And our interesting friend, Yuselin, has appeared on this and is happy to be able to see, finally. So in a nutshell, that's what's happened.
It's a lot of shit that happened.
Yeah, it's been like a month.
Mm-hmm.
I know, that's how long I've been away. Oh, God.
All of us have been away for that long.
But technically, I've been away longer.
Well, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry.
But we're all here now and live.
Hi!
Yay.
Hi!
Alrighty, well, if Daniel, you would care to do some sort of quick intro, I will swap over to the tabs, give a brief glimpse to those who were not physically here, and we can continue.
Not particularly. We were live for most of your recap, so we're good.
Nice. So if you'd like to gaze the screen on Roll20 real quick, here is the Sentinels camp you guys were rushed into. Give you a minute to zoom out and look around. Daniel and Jean, I don't know if you were here for it, but I do want to mention while you guys were at the camp, you briefly saw an individual you previously met a couple weeks ago, or about a week ago, dressed in a black robe and a familiar blue scarf, Wydrick, that merchant you saw traveling the road while you guys were after the trappers, is helping the Sentinels, which seemed interesting to you because that's about halfway across the realm. Here is a brief glimpse into Watkins' personal tent you guys were talking about. And to the right is Louis Gerhardt, his apprentice. I briefly threw in Sumzin with us. It'll be up to you guys today if Sumzin will be able to join, or if you'd like her to join, since we players.
I wouldn't mind having her around because she can kick more ass than we can.
That's her. Here is a brief glimpse at the path you took for the labyrinth. It was briefly and quickly found out that the Arbiter Sentinels were being mulched up by these walls. And we will continue our story from here. If you want to adjust your sight to the top left corner, we will pretty much get right back into it.
Am I the only one not seeing a change here, or?
Right? I just see...
Nope. Interruption to server.
Uh-oh.
Son of a bee.
Go figure, everything's fine on our ends, now it's the server's fault.
Oh,
Here we go.
There we go.
Everyone do a refresh. I apologize.
There we go.
it's okay. I was confused when nothing changed. I was like, you know how this thing works. I mean,
Yeah, I was swapping maps. I'm sorry. Let's just say, does everyone want me to swap back, or do you care?
We're good.
No, this is the straight up the Roll20 servers that flinched.
Okay, well, I should have you on the second.
yeah. Darling, did you want to do that thing that you mentioned Fox was doing
I think
I'm not sure what you're referencing.
with the child?
I still don't know what you're referencing. I'm sorry.
Deep inhale. Hold on.
thing involving Edgar's godchild. What?
Yes.
Well, that's gonna happen in the game when it comes to it. I'm not sure what you're referencing. Unless there's something you remember that I don't, whatever we're thinking of will happen when it comes to it in game. Phone, if you would charge, it would be wonderful. Thank you.
No, let me die.
Attitude.
All right, can everyone see their tokens?
Yes.
And can everyone see some form of a map?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well then. So,
I cannot control my token though.
you cannot? I apologize. Here we are. This is why I do this. You should be set now.
Nope.
I made you active by all players. Here, try now.
No, I can't control my token.
Well, you are controlled by all players. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, that's weird. I can.
I don't even have the thing that shows up that I can move myself. No, somebody moved me.
Well, yeah, I moved you down by one. Can you move the copy?
I can move none of it.
Since I can move both of these.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Sorry, Gene. You're literally controlled by all players. You should be able to move just fine. Here, try again. I also gave you permission. I don't think that'll help anything, though.
I'm clicking on my token to see if that thing appears that I can move it. No.
So let's say, I don't know if that appears for everybody.
Click and drag.
I tried that. Nothing.
You want to refresh your page or exit and re-enter?
Yeah, I'll try that. Give me a sec.
All right, so Sinwell's not with us. He is assumed with us. Will be in the background.
Technical difficulties!
There we go. I can move it now.
Yay!
All right.
Oh yeah, Stonewall just melded into the wall.
He's become the wall.
There it is.
Blorp.
Alrighty. Well, literally starting off with a bang this morning. Edgar, you were the first one to enter into this secondary. You see what looks like a small tavern setup. There's a topple-over bench, a healthy layer of dust everywhere. The band of crystal, that mirror-like substance, extends, of course, around this room as well. There's a huge crack in the wall about right here. I'll reveal about that. Of it, like something's been thrown into the crystal. Excuse me. Tables knocked over and such like, and for a moment you think you are safe, and from your peripheral you do see that your ghostly dwarf appear out of the doorway on this far side.
Alright, Edgar's going to lean back into the doorway he just walked out of and said, "We're going to have more company."
Well, alright. Blossom said, stepping into and towards the doorway.
Nice
Great sound
effects.
effect.
I was about to say, whoever creaked open. Hey, should Glosson step in the doorway? You probably should.
Edgar steps slowly away from the doorway so that you can see
Okay.
and enter the room. He wouldn't do that if he deemed it actually threatening.
So say, from your experience in the previous room, as hell, the ghost did not attack you until you tried to exit the room currently yet.
Okay. Before he enters in the door, Glosson's gonna look to Gwendella and he's like, he gives her just a quick, should you behave yourself, don't agitate the ghost man. And when he starts to fight us, just stick close.
She gives you the best I'm ready face with a fist gripped together like she's focused and maybe a little bit excited and a little bit nervous.
He gives a gentle ruffle of her hair and he says, "Don't worry, I'll protect you." And it gives her a little wave with two fingers like, "Come here." And he starts to walk.
She happily follows.
Okay, good. Almost tomorrow, excuse me. I am standing on the bench.
They like to feel tall.
So while everyone else filters in, Will scrambles in and tries to climb up. She climbs up on the bench for a second and marvels around it. I'm taller, and then she sinks in.
Aw. Cute.
Respectively, Sumsen will bring up the rear.
Windows needs to shut up. I said shut up.
Why do I just imagine that's the sound the ghost makes every time he appears? Just ding!
Hey, we could make that canon.
Please no.
No, even better. Every time a ghost supposedly dies, it makes the Windows shut down noise.
Oh god.
Raising the Dead sounds like dial-up.
Or the PlayStation voice.
All right, guys, feel free to explore the space. You have not triggered the ghost yet.
Every time a necromancer brings a skeleton to life, you get the GameCube startup sound.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. I just imagine like every bone being reassembled.
Yeah, same. I love it.
The skull is the final clack.
Darling, I can hear you, and you didn't come through on Discord.
Feel free to explore the space. Do as you please.
Whee! Just kidding.
Yes! I'm just picturing Glosson belly flapping off the freaking table.
Somebody wants.
It's your power, Todoroki!
Oh god.
Oh, God.
For those that do not know, I am a Todoroki cosplayer who has had that shouted at him more than once.
Nice. Every time I hear that song, I can't help but think of the Mario version. Anyway,
We're
You
getting
need to share that with me.
yes. There's a skeleton. Ooh.
Yes, about the middle of the room, there's an overturned bench with a full-on skeleton in some form of attire that has decayed to nothing but bones and cloth that is half draped over a bench. Briefly behind it is an overturned cup.
From where I stand, can I see if what he's wearing looks like the ghost?
Yeah, you don't need a roll perception. From where you were standing, the attire on the ghostly dwarf does not match the attire of this skeleton. However, you can deduce that this is a dwarven-sized skeleton. It looks like roughly dwarven apparel.
Well, one of the fallen. I'm gonna go over to the mug by jumping over the table.
Okay, you easily step over the table. You leave some footprints over the dust. There's a heavy stain on the concrete floor. Just a regular mug.
Okay. Me sitting here thinking this individual is possibly poisoned. Don't see why, but...
Willow, from behind you, you can almost feel like a static effect on the back of your neck as you almost feel the wall behind you crack and tessellate.
Oh, hi.
Talk about a Bill Cipher entrance.
Don't mind me, I'm just watching. You all hear a voice instinctively as you see the behind Willow.
And Lawson just looks over, sees the Kraken. Are you having fun?
You think you see some effect of a shrug?
Fair.
However, I will also move over the bench and table to see what this thing is over here. Is there anything of importance here? Or is it just a table with food?
You see, actually in the corner here, what looks like a distillery of some kind, a large brewer, that looks like a very simplified version of one you would see in, like, say, a decent tavern or a brewery. It's completely handmade. You can tell it's half shoddily put together. It's not refined. Its parts are different colors. You can tell everything's handmade, hand crimped. A really rushed job, if anything. There is a lot of residue and filled bottles, presumably of whatever brew the dwarves were trying to make. The open air contents have mostly but evaporated and, well, we'll say crystallized, and a good layer of stickiness on everything.
Okay. Is this a chest?
There is a chest by an overturned table. It's a simple wooden chest. It is not locked.
Can I open it?
Absolutely. You open the chest, and there is nothing inside, save for, like, 2 breadcrumbs.
But a giant tongue! It's a mimic! My god! Anyway.
No, I think he only pulls that shit with me.
No, I need a good setup for another mimic.
The room is a mimic! My god!
And this is where I die. No.
No,
We try like men! Stabs Wall multiple times.
Can I examine the skeleton to see if he has anything of importance on him?
Yeah, roll me an investigation check.
Now where your end table comes in handy, because yes, I am doing this while still sitting in bed.
Gwendella will put her hands behind her back and curiously observe without touching.
Oh, crap. I'm sorry, which one did you say?
Investigation.
That's a 6.
Nothing on their person. There's no bag, no pouch, not even any visible pockets. You can pat them down if you wish, but you don't find anything. But in their left hand, clutched, is what looks like a very simplistic and worn dagger.
Considering he has one of his own, Glossen's not going to take the dagger. Instead, he's going to gently lay the skeleton in a peaceful-esque position, like, say, if they were in a coffin.
Okay.
He was, if I may explain myself, I was kind of looking to see if he had any sort of sigil or anything that would represent, say, what position this individual may have been in this clan of dwarves that lived here.
A dog tag.
Oh. No form of identifier. The clothing is symbolless.
Okay. I tried.
Good job, though.
Thanks. Maybe I think better when I'm tired.
It's fine. A healthy layer of dust, and you pull cobwebs off as you kind of orient it in whatever fashion you deem fit.
Edgar kind of wrinkles his nose as at all the friggin' dust everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
What's over here on the walls? Oh, as I step into it.
There are several clothing racks and shelves, some of which have about 3 or 4 what look like cloaks, or you see a tunic just kind of hanging like a clothing rack as you would walk in, say, a tavern.
Lovely. Do I see any symbols or sigils on any of these cloaks or anything?
You don't need to roll investigation for these. You give them all a good once-over. They're all very bland and actually looked full-on handmade. They look very patchwork, or maybe hand-me-down. They don't look the best quality, even despite the fact they may have been hanging here for many years.
He examines each cloak and he gives just a little smile as the handmadeness of it all kind of reminds him of steps away. Just a funny question. What is Sumson doing?
For right now, she's kind of taking everything in. She's kind of just standing about. Got her dwarven ghost.
Up, darling.
Sorry. She's really got her eyes on the dwarven ghost. She's kind of just standing at the door, taking everything in without really poking about too much.
I can just see her gears in her head whirring. How do you punch a ghost?
Yeah, that was her thing. I can't punch ghosts. How do you punch?
Oh, right. Doesn't she have a...
She does have a magical poison spear that you gifted her, yes.
Yeah. How many times did I use that last time? Because I lost my notes where how many times I used certain demon tools.
You gave 1 to Sumson, and I want to say you gave 1 to Stonewall.
So Stonewall got something.
I think he's got a magic sword.
Yeah, I think I pulled it out twice. Make sure that that's labeled. Where the heck is it? I remember what it was called. I'm trying to figure out what number it was.
Demonic Armory?
Yeah, Evil Armory. The tier.
Evil Armory.
Sorry, I just need to tally because I found out that my tier system, like, I didn't write it down anywhere, so I was annoyed. So I had to whip that up again real fast. So it's 2 from. Yeah, so I'm trying to tally up because I did limit myself. I gave it like spell slots. Want to make sure that I'm not metagaming.
No, it's all good.
You know, because I'm a classy hoe, I'm going to take a couple of these cloaks off the wall, gently drape them over the skeleton.
All right, you do so.
Alright, cool.
Let me find a token. I think I could do this. Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of a ding-dong. I totally didn't check to see if there was any form of, like, marks on the bone to represent a sign of injury or anything.
You have examined it good enough to, maneuver this body. You don't see anything eye-catching. No breaks or obvious bone trauma.
So they either died of natural causes, or by the assumed look of the mug on the floor, they may have been magically killed or poisoned. Yeah, Clausen's bumbling this to himself. Poison. Takes a glance to the ghost and back to the corpse, and realizes they don't look the same. And no. Then he covers him up as a sign of respect. Anyway, I'm done.
Please continue.
Sorry, I found something on Facebook and got distracted. Anyway, I'm going to investigate the wall.
There is as with this floor, there is about a 2-foot segment of the wall, a large beauty band of this reflective crystal. On the side of the wall where you are, maybe at about a 3-foot span wide, there is an impact cracking of this, like someone has thrown something heavy into the wall and cracked this crystal. It doesn't look to go too far, as you imagine these bands are about as thick as the walls themselves. So there's a good dent. It looks like something pretty hefty was probably smashed into it. But nothing immediately, no other context clues apart from that. There's no heavy object like at your foot. There's no obvious sign of what may have impacted on it. Edgar, as you ponder this, everyone else has noticed as you've kind of poked about the room. Usually just kind of wandered about the room. The tessellation has just kind of gone around this band. Edgar, as you see this mosaic actually come around to your side of the wall, it passes over the cracks, and it almost seems to make perfectly square geometric shapes as the mosaic cracking almost juxtaposes with the natural cracking of the wall. And it stops there for a moment, and everyone hears a voice. A distinctively female voice. Oh, that's different. It's not the voice of Usuli.
Excuse me?
You hear an unknown female voice in your head.
Pause. Hello?
Well, yes, can I help you? You're all just standing around.
Glossen's gonna look to everyone, and then hello?
Oh, I'm terribly... You hear this individual almost get flustered with himself, and it sounds like their voice either cuts off or abruptly fades out, and then you hear the familiar voice come back. Oh, I'm sorry, sorry about that. What are you guys doing?
No. Don't do this. What are you guys doing? What was that?
What was what?
Funny. Cute. That female, who's that? That wasn't you, was it?
Yes? Will that help you sleep better?
You sounded uncertain. It won't keep me up at night, but I'm at least curious.
Look, it's complicated. I want to keep this as uncomplicated for you mortals as I can keep it. I've never been able to keep people's attention this long. I don't want to ruin this. You can see the mosaic quickly moves off of the cracked portion of the wall.
Noted for later.
Uh-huh. Oh god, I'm so tempted to just go and just smash a part of the wall to see what happens. But at the risk of damaging something important, I won't. Clausen just mumbles, right, noted, alright.
Edgar, would it be safe to assume that Stonewall's kind of, maybe not in 100% detail, but Stonewall has kind of conveyed his vision or his trip with you between then and now?
More than likely.
At least to like a good summary.
Well, hopefully. I wouldn't think he'd keep that to himself.
Well, Edgar said we need to talk, so I didn't know if he would kind of explain what he could at the time and maybe go into more detail later.
Yeah. Yeah, because Edgar wanted to know about that because he sensed that something crazy happened, but he didn't tell exactly what.
Okay, so we'll say, besides however extreme detail he'd like to go into, you kind of know what happened from his perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or at least you're familiar enough. Okay. Willow, you can see behind you as you're kind of just milling about. Something's just kind of irking closer and closer with this spear in her hand. Eyes squinted at this dwarf like, she's kind of poking in the air like, do I stab in the shoulder? Do I stab in the neck? Like she's trying to gauge where to attack this individual at, but she's not ready to fully instigate, but she's like getting there.
Are we ready to move on yet? Someone's apparently itching for a fight.
She immediately snaps up, what? Huh?
Willow, get your woman. Get your lady.
I direct my attention to her. It's like, okay, as much as I realize that you are very capable and obviously very eager to fight, we need to wait for everyone else to be ready.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry.
It's all right.
I definitely don't furiously ship those two. Not at all. Looks back at the Hearts Day thing. Not at all. Let's see. Excuse me, Yara. What's over here on the table?
There are several empty and what once were filled glasses.
Next thing you know, we're going to find the skeleton of a Snow White maiden.
How can you tell if it's a skeleton?
Fair.
The bones are stone white.
I said Snow White.
I know what
Joke's
you
on
said.
you. Joke's on you, boy. Anyway. Can I see what's over here to my vantage point?
Oh yeah, I mean you can walk past Naor and whatnot. There's an entire elongated table, much like the one behind you, that's been overturned. A couple of benches. What looks like a pot of or some sort of bowl of grain has been spilled over, and again another case of what looks like a spilled goblet of some kind.
Do I see anything on the table, like any breaks, torch? Flip this thing over.
You can walk around. You give it a once over. You don't see any major trauma. It looks like it might have just been like classic table flip.
Interesting. I'm just waiting for something to come out of nowhere at this point. I'm waiting to see the skeleton of a dragon, like. Here, we'll have you, Slance. Go ahead. Well, I'm good to go. I don't know about y'all.
I apologize if I'm quiet. I'm having to tinker with a bunch of Edgar's stuff that apparently with my schoolwork I completely forgot to touch up on.
Okay.
I think you've about exhausted this room.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oof. Well, time to kill a ghost again.
Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Anyway. There's a ghost dwarf blocking your way. Who are you gonna call?
Alright, who would like to instigate it?
Clearly some Zen wants to.
She'll take a moment, look to everyone like, oh, am I going first?
The honor is yours.
Alright. She'll go for it. Alright, she'll use her poison spear and take a running sprint and try to jab this individual right in the torso. Alright. With a 9, she will actually miss.
Oh.
She was too eager. She slips up at the last second and just barely glances past and just like, oh, that was a big mistake. She immediately backs off, realizing, okay, my bad. Naora, I will need a initiative roll from you, please. Everyone is already in an initiative.
I forgot we did that.
$11.
11. Okay, do you want to go before or after Sumzin? I suppose after now, since she just went?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so technically Naora's turn. This ghost has a large halberd, like a large elongated axe, and it has only swiped at a couple of people and caused frost damage. That is the extent of your knowledge. It was not very strong. It only had like 25 hit points. It is a ghost, so regular weaponry most likely will not do any effect. It has to be damage or magical.
And make a suggestion.
Okay.
Fireball.
I actually want to use my spiritual weapon.
Ooh, what you got?
I want to conjure kind of like a spiritual axe and just axe the person.
Hey, that works. Coolio.
I need to ask you a question.
I was about to make that joke!
Hey!
All right, as Sumzin backs off of her initial lunge and extreme disappointment in herself, being too eager, the ghost readies itself with whatever you can perceive of some form of stance. It still just looks as sad and does not want to be here as anything else. Right, Naora, please do as you please.
Okay, so I have to roll to see if I hit.
You will need a roll.
Uh, 16.
Okay, that's a hit.
Okay, on a hit, it's 1d8 plus my spellcasting modifier. Give me a sec.
Nice.
That's 14.
Ooh, wonderful. Okay, so you run up and summon this divine weapon. I'll say almost like on a downswing, and you clip right into this thing. Clip into a physical person. You see this thing, sink down hard. There's no expression over this dwarf's face. No obvious reaction other than the physical movement from the impact. But you've done some damage with that. Good job. Good hit. Healthy hit. Unless you'd like to kind of tactically retreat back to your spot, you can move wherever you'd like.
Yes, please. I want to move back to where I was.
Okay, so you kind of, like an RPG, you run up, hit, run back. Glosson.
Ooh, my turn. Okay. So I don't know why I'm so excited. Magic missile, it never fails.
Fair enough, go for it.
Alright. 1d4 plus 1 force damage. Huh. Gotta exchange my dice real quick. That's 2. 2, 2. I think I did it one more time. 2, 2, and 3.
So 12, you said it was plus 5?
What?
Didn't you say it was 1d4 plus 5?
It's 1d4 plus 1 force damage. I added the force damage, so it's 2.
Okay, so what's your total?
7.
All right, everyone. Okay, so these magical bolts fly out, impact on this ghost, and it almost seems to be pushed down like taking a knee style. This thing is, or would be, bloodied.
And Glosson just, sorry.
Gwendella's not going to do anything because she really kind of can't, but she's going to strike a I'm ready pose
Aww.
style.
Aww.
Edgar, your turn.
Oh boy, I've been fudging with things, so I'm trying to figure out what all I have.
Intimidate it. Tell it to go away.
Sadly, I don't. Do I smell cinnamon rolls?
You look behind you, and there's, we'll say there's an oven back behind the bar that might be covered in some sort of burnt sugar that made cinnamon rolls. When the phantom smells. No, you smell cinnamon. They were brewing some sort of cinnamon roll brew. There you go.
Oh my god.
Cinnamon beer actually sounds pretty
I
interesting.
think my mom's making cinnamon rolls.
Glory.
I might have to grab one when we go on break.
Do it.
Regular weapons work on it, right?
Non-magical weapons will not really do anything.
That's what I thought.
Mhm.
I might have to pull another weapon out of Evil Armory. Because, I mean, the only thing that I have...
Oh, I got an idea. If you are willing to work with me, this will be really cute. So, Edgar, you're pulling out weapons, or you're like, I imagine your repertoire of like, no, that's not going to work. What would be one of the non-magical weapons you pull out, just kind of rolling through your, we'll say, arsenal while you're thinking?
There's a lot. Should I just roll on the freaking table?
I mean, whatever you like. I can just imagine, literally, you pulling that out of some sort of magical belt or something.
Pretty much. It's like the evil pocket, which is pretty much like it turns from a coin purse to a burlap sack.
Nice. Okay, so just name me off one of them at your choosing. I can help you out here. I can do an assist.
He manages to pull an entire quarterstaff out of this small bag.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
There's a moment where you're literally going through, and it's like you're obviously having a hard time, difficult time figuring out, what's going to work. Gwendella sees this, and almost a light bulb goes off in her head. She just very happily, she's like, I can help, and she blatantly runs over and almost jumps at you, Edgar. Her form latches on to the quarterstaff, like she's about to bear hug this quarterstaff, and she melds into it.
What? Oh!
She possesses the quarterstaff. It's now a magical weapon.
Oh, God.
Edgar's like processing.
Boop.
Glosson Glosson watches her run off. Gwendilla, oh, and just stands there like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Even Edgar's like, okay, that's a thing that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Glosson just, oh, right, she can possess things. He kind of calls over to Edgar, be careful. I don't know if she can take any damage that way.
Noted, he will call across. Okay, so I guess we're gonna try and strike with this.
Mm-hmm. It'll get a +2 for damage.
Nice, and it already has quite a hell of a thing to hit, so...
Nice.
Get within range, and... Let's see, roll to hit. Even with that low of a roll, I think we're good. 15?
Oh yeah, no problem.
Right, and then... Does it get a +2 to hit or +2 to damage?
+2 to damage.
Okay. Oh my god, metal dice are impossible to grip. There we go. I'm tabbing between everything right now. That's going to be 5 damage. 5 bludgeoning.
Perfect.
And then +2 is going to be 7.
Mm-hmm. All right, so with the strike of this quarterstaff, like there's the solid impact, and then it's like whiffing through smoke. The ghost is disbanded. As soon as you complete through with the swing and the visage clears, you feel the staff radiate in your hand, and Gwendella pops out onto the table, hands held up high, very proud of herself. You did it! And then she sinks about halfway down in the bar.
Edgar's going to run forward and kind of like do that thing where you grab and pick them up before they can do anything stupid, where you just like hold them under the armpits.
You kind of pull her out of the bar a little bit. She's happy. She giggles. She looks so proud of herself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Why do I just imagine, like, she's really proud of herself, but then she turns over, or, like, she looks over and Glosson just arms crossed and a look of, mm-hmm.
I feel like Glosson is now the unhappy mom who's coming home and found out that Dad didn't babysit correctly.
Oops.
Edgar finally knows what it's like to be a father trapped by the spouse. He's like, oh, that's what this feels like.
You know, you see Glosson standing there.
Yeah,
Again, I'll just go like that.
And rolls.
Yay! Just crossed arms and, well, alright, that happened.
Well,
He
I
doesn't-
needed help. You get a small little defense from her. I needed help.
Like, you know, you see it softening his face. I know. He comes forward and kind of, he just looks through that serious parent face and, I know you want to help, and I greatly appreciate your need or your desire to help us. But you need to be careful. I don't know what can hurt you, alright?
A little bit of a face fall, but she nods. Okay.
I think she did great.
You get a solid little hand on your shoulder and a whisper. Did you know she could do that?
Not at all.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one lost. Yeah, she did great with something I'll pitch into. It was great.
Glosson looks up and he does look back at her and he smiles a little and does another ruffle of the hair. You know, yeah, you did do a very good job.
Beaming smile. Yay.
Yeah, Edgar sits her down and kind of pats her on the head like, you did good, kid, you did good.
Oh my god, why do I imagine?
If she gets put down on the actual, if you don't put her down, or she'll get down on her own and she'll hug Glosson like, I'm sorry, but I did it. Kind of, a makeup hug. Is that a thing?
Yeah, he hugs her back and just, I'm not angry, I want you to be careful. I care about you.
Turning around, you can see the wall behind Edgar almost looks like a very detailed jaw drop of a visage. That was kind of cool.
Glosson just a slight raise of the eyebrow. Congratulations, darling, you've impressed this one.
We don't see a lot of ghosts.
Wait, did they say we?
Mm-hmm.
Glosson just... We?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really recall a lot of ghosts in the Far Realm. It's kind of... I mean, we got these weird things, but they're not like... I'll get into that later.
Just this look of, uh-huh. And Glosson's like, we'll talk. We'll talk.
Edgar pats the little ghost girl on the head and it's like, that was very good, sweetheart, but let's, we'll do more research before doing that next time.
Okay.
I feel like we're punishing her, that's not what I mean to do!
No, she's taking it very well.
Glosson's proud of his daughter, what can he say?
Mm-hmm. All right. Before we move on to the next room, would it be sad to say, can we take our break now?
I don't mind.
Okay, because I unfortunately need to use the restroom. All right, guys, let's do a quick 5 minutes.
All right.
Okay.
BR.
I think I'm gonna run downstairs and possibly get a cinnamon roll. We will see. Oof, my legs. My legs, my back, my everything cracks.
You are a glow stick.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can haul the cinnamon roll up here.
But for real, though, why can't I see Edgar about... Do I smell cinnamon rolls?
I can totally see that happening.
I do have a candle in front of me that's scented like sugar cookies. I should be lighting that. Oh, hi, little one. Can I help you? Okay, you're going back to bed. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
8.5.
Okay, I'll try them on in a bit. Okay. Oof. Ouch. I need to refill my water. Where's my water? There it is. Okay. Oh, here we go.
You know, for complaining about how tired I was. I got it.
Okay.
For complaining about how tired I was, I'm talking a lot today. I need to shut up. Please let me know.
I think you're okay.
Okay, cool. Back to the room I go. Is the peanut out there with you?
No, she went back to bed.
Oh, okay.
The peanut.
I apologize if there's a huge lull in my gameplay. I really want I forgotten that I had not set up an inventory for Ed.
It's fine. I mean, I don't know if you have to do it now. If that's detrimental to you, you can do whatever.
It's detrimental for me to not. Ow! What the hell?
Don't hurt yourself, please.
These shoes are cute, but God, they're not comfortable.
You mean every shoe ever?
All right.
Every cute shoe ever.
Oh, the scratch at my heel.
I hate when it happens.
Not the other side. So not this one. They're just looking large. Everyone's fine. My mom got me two. One is an 8.5, and one is an 8. I'm normally an 8.
Okay, well, I'm back. I know Coco's back. I don't know who we're waiting on.
Here.
You're muted, by the way,
I'm
dear.
here.
Okay. Okay. Daniel?
Never left.
Okay. Are you good to continue?
Absolutely, ready to roll.
Just waiting on Jean then.
No, she's back.
Oh, okay. Alright, hang on. I just need to go and tell my mother that sadly neither of these are comfortable. As soon as I can wedge them off.
It's a cursed item. You can't get it off.
No! Do you have any idea how cursed those would be if you gave somebody like stilettos that they couldn't take off? Do you have any idea?
Just something that's minorly, very minorly uncomfortable, but you can't take them off.
I'm sorry,
Someone's-
call stiletto heels minorly uncomfortable?
I was about to say, someone's never been in heels.
We're gonna
Well,
have
that's the thing. Well, I wouldn't, that'd be more upsetting. Not something that's majorly uncomfortable, just minorly uncomfortable.
Alright.
So not stilettos, but something else.
This is just something you can't ignore.
Like a pair of flats that are just one size too small.
Okay, I am back.
Okay. Well, you guys are free to continue and enter into the next room.
Oof, ouch. Me scooching all over the place.
Mood.
Right, Edgar's gonna continue leading the way, I suppose.
Okay. Simple wooden door. You pass through into what looks like an elongated storage area.
Awesome, will follow. I can move. Hold on. There we go.
All right. Similar as before, as you step through, it takes a second, but out of your peripheral, you do see a figure kind of appear to your right in front of another door.
Alright.
A brief poke about, you could tell there's a door on your far left side. Immediately, tons of crates, boxes, barrels, giant vats, possibly for brews. It's a large storage closet.
Alright, Edgar's gonna call back, company to the right, yeah. I'm curious about this big chest up here. I'm just gonna kind of saunter over and see if I can just kind of nudge it open real quick.
It's not locked. It's, sorry for the token, it's just a very large storage chest. It looks about the nicest. You do open it up. There's a lot of what looks like sealed jars and sealed metal cans. You probably think of preservatives or foodstuffs of some kind.
yeah. Makes sense.
Pretty well kept, but you're not sure how good they would taste.
Not gonna risk it.
I'll take one home to Sabrak. You might enjoy it.
From your mapping, you believe, of course, the door behind the ghost will lead back into the foyer.
Edgar will turn to the others. Does somebody else want to engage, or shall I? He just kind of gestures.
You're already in there. Go for it.
There's not much room in Hell's.
A tall woman in a spear jump up from the back. Give it a poke for me!
Let's see how we do here. Ooh, that works.
What you got?
I'm drawing from Evil Armory again. Ooh, okay, that works. So, Edgar will reach into Evil Armory, and those standing in the doorway will see him take out what appears to be a extremely reflective longsword.
Ooh.
Ooh, sword.
Edgar will head up and just say, "Sorry, old chap," and we will roll to hit.
Please do.
Let's see.
Nat one. Okay.
No. It's an 11, but I need to add the modifier.
There you go.
It sucks that his modifiers are everywhere. That's plus what? Strength and proficiency?
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. 5, 6, 7. That's an 18.
Oh, yeah, plenty.
Yep, and then dun. What base die does a longsword use again? A D8?
I think. Or either D6s.
See, a short sword uses a d6, so
Yeah, longsword should be D8.
Yeah, 1d8 slap.
I only have the Dungeon Master's guy. It would probably tell me.
I don't.
So I don't have my screen in front of me. What am I doing? I feel like a new.
Oh, damn. Okay, that's a 7 plus. That's plus strength modifier for damage, right?
Yeah, strength I'll use for swords with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
All right, nice. So again, a good solid hit into this thing. All right, since we're starting with you, it's actually its turn, so it will try and retaliate. With a mere 10, the halberd comes down. You're pretty sure it's going to impact. You almost brace for a second, but it pretty much just phases right through you, like it doesn't even take any effect. You
Interesting.
ponder that for a moment.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Technically, well, Sumson's in the back, and she kind of looks at everyone. Someone want to jump in front of me? Naora, it is your turn if you would like to go.
Oh, I thought I was the only one in initiative for this one because I'm the only one in the room. Nobody else entered.
Oh, I mean, technically, that would be correct. If you guys don't want to jump into, Edgar.
I'll go.
Sumson's kind of in the back. She's like, who wants to go first?
Because the only problem is look at where Edgar's positioned and look at where the dwarf is positioned. How are you going to attack him with that standing there?
Again, it's my poor map constraints. Two people could fit side by side, but you do make a good point.
You could parkour up onto the brewer. Come on, Neo. Roll that X.
Darling, you're speaking and we can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I can technically send my spiritual weapon to it. I don't need to be near anything as long as it's within range.
Ooh.
So I will get into the room closer, and then I can use my spiritual weapon without hurting Edgar. So
Edgar will
I
be
use that.
fighting with his longsword, and he'll look up, and this giant hammer will come and mash this poor dwarf.
Nice. Just animated floating halberd.
Okay, so I got a 15.
Okay, that'll hit. Absolutely.
Alright, so that's 1. That's 1d8 plus 8. Okay, so that's a 16.
Oh, wonderful. All right. So this ethereal axe just floats over top of you, Edgar, and just... Again, this ghost is dispelled.
I didn't catch that. He said slices right into this figure.
Mm-hmm. And the ghost is dispelled.
Sorry, dude, you had cut off.
I'm sorry, I was having connection issues for a second.
Edgar will kind of blink for a moment, and turn around, give Neo a thumbs up.
Kind of smirks and gives him a thumbs up back.
Okay, so I have used 3 weapon slots, so I need to be careful of that.
Good job.
Edgar will point over your shoulder, Naora. There's the only other door in this area is far behind you.
I'll go to it. I want to peek into the room first before going.
Okay. Again, another simple wooden door. You peek in, and it looks like some sort of mapping room. A few tables, chairs, several choices of door.
Ah, the cartographer's room.
Most likely.
I turn back and I yell back to see. I yell back what I see, and I go into the room.
Mm-hmm. Okay. See, as you step in again, all of the blue sigils over the doorways light up, and to your right, you can feel a presence as the ghostly apparition appears out of one of the doorways.
Alright, and I also yell back, there's another ghost here, so...
Okay. Naora, before you go too much further in the room, I'd like to see if everyone else catches up.
I don't plan on moving anymore else, just to let everybody catch up. So.
Edgar will poke his head in the door and say, "Well, are you all coming?" Glosson can phase through walls now.
Too much ghost exposure.
Diddy Phantom.
Glosson, did you go through some ghost portal?
You know, I was just 14.
Gonna bring up the rear.
My parents built a very strange machine. Thanks.
Something's going to bring up the rear. So, Edgar, if you want to pop yourself in the waiver. Ooh. There we go.
Sorry, by the way, I just wanted to take the shorter way around.
No, that's fair. Edgar, Simpson's going to go last, so if you want to get in front of her or be wherever.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Edgar leapfrogs over.
Well, gee, maybe Edgar can't phase through walls like the rest of you.
Wait, but he's a demon. Wouldn't he be the only one that would possibly be able to do that?
He can't phase through walls unless he has, like, a special item for it. He can make portals and such, though.
Cool.
Is there...
Okay. So in here, there's a couple of tables and chairs, a large, what looks like a mapping table covered in scrolls. There's a few coat racks. There is a spear that is snapped off that is half embedded into the crystal in the wall over here on this side of the room. As you guys kind of look about and ponder several doorway choices, your individual Euceline is kind of hovering on this wall over yonder. Edgar, you're standing here, be it whatever you're doing, considering the ghost or the room. From the wall immediately to your right, you feel a sensation like the wall is about to explode.
Moveth the fucketh awayeth.
You just get this overwhelming urge of get away from this wall.
Yeah, he's gonna leapfrog across the room.
Mm-hmm. So everyone just watches for a second as Edgar, for some panics, or at least quick steps away. And Edgar, as you look at that particular section of the wall, it almost seems to darken and just devoid of all for a moment. Everyone hears this horrifying sizzling, and through the wall comes this tessellating fractal of thorns.
Guess who's back again?
As you believe the complicated figure has found its way to...
The what?
The complicated creature just walked through the wall.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. As soon as it makes its way in, there's, cut by this situation, a familiar voice that rings in everyone's head. Oh God, that thing's back. Get this lesser out of here. Someone do something with it. Those who care to look, it looks, Euceline looks like it's doing the hand motions, like the shoo go away motions.
What's wrong? Can't you do anything? Glosson kind of...
I would like everyone to roll me a perception roll, please.
Oh boy. Oh crap, my rolls aren't good today. Hold on.
I only rolled an 8.
Oh.
That's actually enough. I only need a 5.
Ah!
I wasted my
exactly 5.
my only 20 of the day.
Oh. Ain't that how it goes?
I got 17.
Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, so there's this moment that everyone kind of turns around to look at Euceline, seeing Euceline's disgust of this thing. Stonewall, for those who care, is standing here almost transfixed on Euceline for a second, as you all kind of direct your attention. Everyone can see, almost ignoring the complicated creature in the room that's kind of making way in a diagonal fashion towards where Euceline's at. For a brief moment, the room kind of fades away with your perception, and you ignore the creature and you're focused on Euceline. There's this 3D projection effect going on where this crystal wall is not really a wall, but it looks like a window you can see through. You can see on the other side, past this broken mosaic that you perceive, there seems to be a humanoid figure, a humanoid blob that looks like it's made of this mosaic, this fractaline pattern that's kind of breaking and changing, that you think represents Euceline. And you see almost kind of off in the distance, like at the edges of your perception of whatever you're getting right now, there's more of these. There's at least 2, maybe 3 more kind of in the distance. And attached to each one of them seems to be this large dark tendril that seems to go up out of your perception into some other space. The complicated creature continues kind of walking, as best as you can tell, through the room, and you can tell your perception of Euceline, this one figure in the front, is still kind of waving its hand. Just get it out of here. Just have this thing go away. You don't hear anything, but you can see one of the other mosaic figures in this space also copies the hand motions. Feel free to throw your questions at me.
So is it like that never-ending mirror?
I'm sorry?
Is it like...
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking, I've seen it like endless amounts of reflection. Is that what I'm looking at?
Let's say you're cutting out. You're talking about the infinite reflection, like the one we saw with Star Wars, where Rey's looking at the infinite mirror.
Yes.
Not quite. No.
Okay.
It's more like instead of looking at the wall here and seeing a mirror, you're looking through a window and seeing beyond.
That's trippy.
You see what looks like your perception of Euceline, like right here, but probably, much further back. And then you can see like another figure and another couple in that space beyond the mirror.
There's no distinct look to them besides them being humanoid-esque?
No, they're different shapes, and they seem to change. Edgar, you instantly make a connection as Stonewall had heard that these dark tendrils that are connecting these things are probably the tendrils from his little vision that were developing or eating the light. From your vantage point, it looks like they're connected to some other source that is beyond your perception.
I wish we had like a banish being spell or something.
Yeah, I don't know how to phrase any kind of questions other than what the frick, frack, snick, snack, patty, whack, caddy, shack.
It's like Bendy and the Ink Machine and Cthulhu had a baby.
Oh no! Don't even joke about that.
What are you doing? Don't just stand there. Do something with this thing. You can see Euceline's figure almost float through this space over to this side of the wall. As the complicated creature melds through the table, and as soon as it touches where the wall is, that 3D effect dissipates and it's back just to the regular reflective mirrors, and you just see your cracked perception of Euceline as this figure begins to continue through the wall.
So, is it gone now?
It melds through the wall, and the complicated creature is gone. That 3D projection, whatever you were perceiving, is now just back to the room and your mirror.
Blink, blink.
Damn, I was about to do
See?
something stupid.
Oh no.
Oh, dang. May I ask?
I was gonna touch it.
Ooh. I have a strong feeling you'll get a chance again, don't worry.
You're glossing from the corner of the room. Please tell me I'm not the only one who saw that.
I know it was disgusting, and you guys just stood there.
Yeah, but we don't think you saw what we just saw. That was alarming. Did anyone...
Yeah, who even lets these things into these realms?
Not us, it seems to be a problem on your end.
That sounds like a you problem.
Disgusting.
Did Mandela see any of that?
You think so?
What does she look like?
Just as probably confused and curious as the rest of you?
Well, at least she's not terrified.
I mean, not necessarily. She saw the first one.
He'll squat down, make sure she's alright, you know.
Well then, I suppose we should be getting a move on. That was intriguing.
But to ask, are we not gonna acknowledge Just...
Edgar is weirdly nonchalant as he goes over and just inspects the maps table for anything useful.
You hear Glossom from the corner. Are you not affected by any of what just occurred?
In what is rather calm yet alarming, Edgar turns, raises an eyebrow, looks up as if thinking, and then looks at you again and goes, I've seen Stranger. And then turns back to the table.
Oh.
You'll get some. You'll get some help from Sumzen, who just kind of looks over like, yeah, I saw it too. I mean, you're not crazy.
Thank you.
Edgar, you don't really find anything too much of worth. A lot of what you see scrawled out on. So just blueprints for this complex.
That's
You can see,
what I'm looking for.
There are 3 floors. One looks just like a straight up labyrinth, which looks to match the pathways from the first floor. You can see markings and notes. There's references to the walls and the demonic sigils, where to be placed. You actually get a map of this secondary floor. You get a full map. There's a library, bedrooms, a garbage disposal. There's a forge. You have all the doorways, everything marked. But more specifically, you see it looks like someone in, we'll say, a different ink or like a distinctively different color has started marking, or looks like planning, maybe even traps.
Haha, I will take the map.
Amongst the rest of it, you just see some bits and bobs, designs and furniture, and like a lot of what do we need lists. From the gathering of this spread on this table, it looks like, again, this place was put together rather quickly.
You said there's a list of things we need in here?
It's more like to-do lists. Like, we need to build more beds. We need to fix this. This is broken. A lot of maintenance stuff, if you will.
Cool. Edgar's going to take out a pen, and at the bottom of that list, he's going to write, dust everything.
And you do find there is a third floor. Appears to be a treasure vault.
All right, we're probably going to have to check for that.
I mean, if you want to take the map with you, you can absolutely tell exactly where you're going.
Absolutely, that was my intention.
So I can't reveal the whole map, but if you want to look for something or tell me where, I'll tell you exactly where each door goes and what path would best take you to where you want to go, depending on where you want to go.
Sure thing, but first he's going to pick up the map and he's going to step around to everybody, announce that he has found a map, and ask if there is a specific area that we are headed to. Otherwise, the treasure room might be our best bet.
I say go straight for the treasure.
Edgar will kind of look at you and raise an eyebrow like, well, of course the rogue would.
I just shrug.
Any objections? I'll call to everybody else.
Nope.
Look to Nayora, Glosson, and, I'm sorry, I forget her name.
Sumsin.
Comes in. For any objection.
Fine by me.
No, if Naylor shakes her head.
Lawson does the same.
Alright then. Alright, so I will look at the map. Can I get a hint at where all of these doors lead?
Yes. The door right up here looks like it leads to a small office that has a few other connections that lead on. If you're heading towards the treasure room, from your perspective of the map, you will want to go to the top rightmost. Make your way to the right, make your way north.
Yep.
This door here looks like it leads to a bedroom. There's no other exits that lead, so it's pretty much a dead end, but it does connect to the office. So I'm imagining you're actually writing this down.
I'm not, but
Okay, I don't want to go too fast or whatever.
hang on, I'm gonna drop a bunch of freaking labels so that I know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
You said what was this first one? A bedroom?
Mm-hmm. The one right here leads to a bedroom. It's pretty much a dead end.
Well, does my thing want to cooperate? There we go. There we go.
This top one up here is an office, but it does continue towards the right. And it does connect to the bedroom.
Whoa, wait, what? Why did my things... Oh, that's why they're not showing up, is because they... Oh. I can't see the labels that I'm putting down.
Oh. I can see them.
Yeah, because you're the DM. Apparently you can't put anything on top of Fog of War.
Oh, that's fun.
It's a little bit annoying.
Yeah, that does seem like annoying. So that'd be really handy, though.
Yeah. I'll put that in an update.
Behind the ghost, looks like it leads to showers, which lead to a back hallway, which leads all the way back to, or farther down to a kitchen, and connects to an adjacent bedroom. So that leads more to the left-hand side. The door down here at the bottom will lead to a dining hall, which leads to the kitchen and a storage pantry, and connects by one door over to the right. So dining hall and kitchen. And this door down here leads to a library, which connects to the garbage disposal and a storage room, and does have an access to the right.
Library, storage, and what?
It does have more access to the right. If you want to take the best direct path, the map shows it looks like going through the office would be the most direct path. But if you're looking for points of interest, maybe the dining room or the library. But that's up to you guys.
I would suggest the library simply because it might give us some more insight into what's going on here and the history of the place.
That is very fair.
That's a good point.
Of course, if we also head to the dining hall, that might be where our good friend here, gestures to the ghosts, that's likely where our good friend here may have met his end, quote unquote. Because we still need to figure out how to help our friend here move on.
Mm-hmm.
So, shall we? Office, library, or dining hall?
Let's say we could go to the dining hall first, then hit the library, then we're...
We could always take a peek, maybe? Samson kind of offers.
Edgar nods. That's workable. But he kind of side-eyes the dwarf like, you're not going to let us peek, are you?
There's a slight saddened nod. A head shake.
Edgar kind of frowns, but at the same time tilts. We're going to try and help you out of this, whether you like it or not.
Again, just that look of sadness, no real response.
Right, Edgar will roll up the map, tuck it into his breast pocket, head over, and before he can go, he's going to pull out the sword again. So, crap, I apologize every time.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Oh, geez, 16, and that's without modifiers.
Oh no, that's plenty. That's fine.
He gets hella modifiers, so... Alright.
Nice.
The D8... This one is a... +6. I don't get any other damage modifiers. So that's 6 damage.
Okay. So again, your sword sinks right into it. It will attempt to retaliate. All right. With a 18?
Yes, that does hit.
Okay. So this frozen halberd comes down for 8, 9, 10. So that's 11 points of frost damage that slices into your torso as this weapon goes through you.
Is that 11 points?
11.
Let's see, that is going to be... Alright, cool. Take 6 points of damage.
Ooh.
The mirrored blade reflects half the damage back at the...
Ooh, I like it. It is resistant to frost, so can I half that?
Yes.
Still very awesome, though. I love that. Okay, good job. Sunwall. Samson's kind of at the ready, but she kind of looks to everyone else like she realizes, I'm kind of taking everything up. Does anyone want to go in front of me? technically, Naora, you could go.
Naira will look at something, roll her eyes, and she'll use her weapon again.
Go for it. Good job, Edgar. You've actually impressed something. I mean, you swung at a ghost, it hit you, and it hurt it. Good.
Does a 14 hit?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Wait, how did I impress Sumsin? Now I'm
Well, she couldn't figure out how to punch a ghost, but you just slashed at a ghost, slashed at you, and hurt itself somehow.
Edgar just stands there and takes the blow because he knows that it's going to deal some damage back at this guy.
Okay, and I deal 12 damage.
Nice. Okay, so did you just send your weapon, your axe over?
Yep.
What? Nice. So, again, much like before, this floating axe...
Darling, you cut off.
Sorry. The axe floats right over, just like before. Slices into the figure and just dispels. Even metagaming. Edgar, you notice this thing seems to be... It's very subtle, but I'll give it to you. This ghost, this apparition, this whatever you would like to call it, is not as strong as it was when you encountered it in the foyer.
We are slowly weakening its soul.
Voldemort?
My mind immediately went to Undertale.
Find the Horcrux!
Are we killing the Horcruxes?
If Basil was here, destroy the Horcrux! He'd just grab one of the freaking cups on the table and lock it.
Oh my god.
It shatters. That wasn't a Horcrux! He'll grab another one.
Oh, Lord. Alrighty then.
This is what y'all have to look forward to when working with Basil.
So Basil's
like it.
Deadpool, gotcha.
Oh my
I
god.
love it.
Pretty much.
Alright, please feel free to continue.
We run into a little old man later on in the campaign. Basil just goes, "This ain't a Marvel movie. There's no Stan Lee cameo."
Alright, as you begin to filter in, there's a slight little tug on your pant legs as Gwendilla's very, very excited. Was like, "Did you see it?" I was impressed by that too.
Aw.
Aww.
Dining room.
And I immediately see blood.
I'm kind of feeling because
Crack in the wall.
oh, there's another crack in the wall. Interesting.
Ooh, you usually run over it.
Something's going to bring up the rear.
Edgar's going to saunter in, and can I get a rundown of where these three go?
Where? I'm sorry? The doors?
The three doors, yes.
Absolutely. The door to the bottom here leads to the kitchen. And the adjacent one to a storage. They are connected by a small hallway.
Alright.
So there's no way to go further right from down there. And there's a doorway to your right over here to a garbage room, which connects to the library, and farther down south through like a bathroom and a bedroom. All right. For everyone else, you enter into a small dining room. Wooden chairs, wooden table, a plethora of foodstuffs that have been out for many, many years. A lot of it's rotten, decayed, barely existent. Sorry, I can't find a disgusting token, but there's not much salvageable.
Yeah,
There's-
Details.
There's several chairs that have been shattered and smashed. There's a pile of broken chair bits in the corner. There's a very nasty blood stain on the floor. And as near as you can tell, the best way I can describe it, some chairs are toppled over and a lot of them are just scooted out. From the scene before you, it looks like whatever this blood stain was happened and everyone immediately in a reaction.
Interesting. Is that a knife on the table?
There is a knife on the table.
Is it an interesting knife? Is it something that I should be concerned or interested in?
It looks like a carving knife amongst measly silverware that's actually...
It's actually
Sorry, actually not made of silver. There's a lot of hand-me-downs. Here looks flat.
all right.
Everything very humble for dwarves.
Interesting.
They're so simple. How could one murder their brethren? We all know that's totally what happened. You're right.
I'm inspecting them.
So again, at the wall, it looks like there's been an impact. Almost wordlessly, Usleen kind of notices the crack and goes the other way.
Glosson silently curses to himself. So, does this blood splatter go in this direction?
Yes, it's exactly on the floor, much like the token.
There's no other sort of trailing, meaning...
It's not on the table. There's no obvious weapon.
So what I'm...
Explode?
What I'm thinking happened is somebody may have grabbed a knife and slice. Blood splat. Oh! Gets up. You just hear Glosson saying these things to himself, just, blood splatter.
Like you're trying to relive it in your head and playing along, just figuring it out too.
Aw.
Again, you do notice the only other odd thing might be there is a actual pile of broken chair bits in the corner over here. Like someone's deliberately piled up broken chair bits.
I inspect the pile of broken chair bits to see if there's anything in them.
There's nothing in them. There's only about, well, looks maybe 3, maybe. But from the piling, it looks intentional. Like broken chairs might have happened before whatever the blood stain happened.
It's dwarves, we get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Meanwhile, Edgar's gonna
Seems
go
a little
through
racist.
But Edgar looks through the map again.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if kitchen or storage is going to tell us much.
Mm-hmm.
Was hoping we would have a little bit more.
This much farther into investigating the room, do we now see the sigils on the doors light up and the ghost appear from where the storage is. That took a little bit longer than usual.
Yep.
You just imagine Gwendella seeing him and just, hi!
Oh yeah, she'll give the tiny wave like Brandon does.
Edgar's going to look over at the door, kind of raise an eyebrow, look down, flick open his pocket watch. Well, you're a bit tired, aren't you?
No response.
Oh yeah, he's not fully expecting a response anymore. He's going along with it.
I can only imagine what he would say.
He's probably, when he eventually does die, he's probably going to flip Edgar off.
Before anyone does anything, Sumson almost has a light bulb go off in her head. She seems to have a hard time phrasing what she said, but she's got like a big idea. Idea. She just kind of throws out like.
Blossom.
Yes?
So, the ghost guy activates with the doors, and she points to right, yeah, okay. Went back through the same door. Does he do it again?
Oh.
Like, can we go out the same door we went in?
Interesting thought.
Aaron kind of.
Sorry, good.
More than likely, it seems that he kind of generates in whatever room that we appear in. So even if we do go back into the original room, more than likely he's just going to reappear in the next room. No guarantee if he's going to stop us from leaving, though.
Do you want me to try? She kind of half questions herself.
If you would like, though it is not required.
She kind of looks to everyone else for confirmation or any thoughts.
You get a shrug.
We can try, why not?
She keeps her eyes tight on the ghost and reaches for the door handle. Grabs it. Pulls it open. Swings it open wide. Steps through the threshold. Nothing. Steps back in. Steps back out. You hear the other door. Steps back out. The ghost has not moved. You just hear echoing from the other room. Has he moved yet?
No.
Bingo! And she runs back in. Cool! I think we can go backwards. She seems so excited with her discovery.
I suppose that does work.
Good, good.
In that case, perhaps we should backtrack since this turned out to be less fruitful than I imagined.
But there's a lot of fruit on the table. Eh?
But don't.
Edgar smiles, happy that someone took his setup.
Samson gives like the little finger guns. Yeah.
Good thing about it is
Everyone
here.
has made a discovery. Samson likes puns.
I don't think her and Melena would get along very well.
Oh no, absolutely not.
I just go back to Melena. Do you want me to kill you? No.
Alright, I suppose I'll head back then.
All right.
I wonder. Nah, that'd be a little bit metagaming, though. If I possibly used Evil Friday to investigate the other rooms without going in them with the, to see if the dwarf would attack or not, and if we could get an eye into the other rooms. That's a bit meta.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't wanna rule break. No, we're just gonna head back and we'll see. Because I don't think nobody's really raring to go into the kitchen and the storage areas.
I don't think so.
And it's less of a bother to head back the way we came than go through a new door and take a new route.
Mm-hmm. So we're backtracking?
Looks like it.
All right. So as you pass by Gaussen and Gwendella, who were thoroughly studying this blood, trying to decipher what happened. You just hear a polite little murmur from Gwendella as she poses her theory. Maybe he just got sick.
Aww. Lawson gives just a he almost chuckles, but he stops himself and he gives her this proud parent smile and perhaps, little one, perhaps.
I was gonna say, it's kind of half and just. She died here, but she's like, I don't.
You cut.
Obviously, doesn't have any other
Darling, your microphone's cutting out something.
Hold on.
Both of you are cutting. Like, the end of every sentence of you guys keeps getting dropped.
I was gonna say, I had really bad connection for that. I don't know why. I was in the red.
I'm blaming our Wi-Fi. Hold on.
Sorry. Gwendella did that in half jest. Like, she obviously knows someone died, but she has no other explanation, so she's just like, well, maybe someone just got really sick.
Glosson, while you're in the middle of that parental, oh, that's cute, sweetie, smile. Edgar pauses, turns around, looks at the bloodstain, and with an affirmative nod goes, it's possible, in dead seriousness, and then walks away.
Glosson just mid-smile, just looks up and... Oh.
All right, please continue.
I love that Edgar is like the strong paternal figure of the group, but he's also the one that's seen some shit. And is so casual about it.
There was Mr. Green in the dining room with a knife.
Nice.
Nice to meet you! Anyway.
What have you got? A knife! No! Oh my god, why does he have a knife?
Alright, so are we, we're backtracking, right?
Yee.
That's the plan, I think.
Library.
Excuse me while I just face through the table.
Everyone phases through walls but Edgar.
Library.
Oh, hey, here we go. Ooh. Time for plot.
Good thing we didn't skip this over there.
Walks in, takes a deep breath. He loves books. He loves libraries. He looks around and he sees a lot of really weird stuff and excited.
The ghost this time actually appears rather promptly.
Ah, I see you fixed your watch, as Edgar tromps right past him into what looks to be crucified person in the middle of the room.
No, I love this. So you just kind of saunter in. Everyone else who kind of enters sees a very simple library, tables, books everywhere. There's straight up just a skeleton, like impaled on one of the spikes of the chandelier, just hanging.
Ooh, that's what it is. Okay.
Oh, he's just trying to light up the room.
It's pierced from the bottom of the neck.
He's gonna
the
see
skull.
Hey.
from the chandelier.
I'm assuming you want to know where the map?
Yes, please.
Behind the ghost appears to be the garbage room. And the other doorway leads to a storage, bathrooms, bedrooms, and further to the right with more storages. And between where you are now and what looks like the vault up in the top corner, it looks like about 3 or 4 storage rooms if you were to go this way.
Wait, which one is storage, bathroom, bedroom?
Yes, correct. The other one is just a... Yes, the other one behind the ghost is just a garbage room, which will connect to all of that.
Okay, but this is the more direct route?
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Anyone who wants to roll me a perception or investigation, please do so if you want to poke about.
I am going to roll investigation on this nice little book over here that has a giant red dot on it.
You and your demon eyes. There's also just a casual skeleton that's impaled on the bookshelf with a sword.
You said it was perception?
Or investigation, whatever you fancy.
Let's see which one's bigger.
Can I
Perception.
take a look?
19 on perception.
Okay, good. You have to tell me exactly what you'd like to be investigating, what piece. And Naori, yes, you can investigate whatever. Just let me know and give me a roll, please.
I want to take a look at these. I think they're like the books in
Books
front
on
of
the
me.
floor?
Yep.
Okay. Just give me a roll and I'll get to you in a minute.
Nat 20.
Wonderful. Okay. Edgar, I don't need you to roll because it's open. Willa, did you want to take a peek at anything?
I'd like to take a look at the...
Or just around the room in general? Or
Yeah.
whatever you'd like. Okay, you can just give me just a standard perception or investigation for the room itself if you'd like. Unless you want to hone in on something.
That's a 9.
All right. All right. Glosson, what were you trying to look at? Just the room in general?
So I was gonna go for this table over here, but if Willow failed, I could take the room so we can have that analysis.
I mean, whatever you like, yeah.
Okay, I'll take the room so we can have that.
Okay. Roll that for me and I'll get to you in a minute.
I rolled a 19 already.
Alrighty. Okay, Edgar, open one of the chairs at this table. There is a book that, from the immediate inscriptions you can see, looks to be a book that references demons and demon magic.
Ooh.
On the page that is open, you immediately recognize the haphazard sigils everyone's been throwing up, and it looks like as best as I can say it, an easy, like a beginner's guide to summoning. And it looks like this is the page in reference of the Infernal Cleansers, how to summon the walls. Now, you know this book is not a common book, or a common type of book, and you don't normally associate dwarves with demonic magic. So you can make some theories that either this book might have been smuggled, or someone did some studying outside of collective study time.
Demon summoning for dummies.
Very good.
Most demonic summoning rituals you need to actively seek it. One does not often accidentally come across a the friggin' Necronomicon.
Mm-hmm. You do reference along the map work you saw in the previous room. This looks like it was intentional for the labyrinth upstairs. But it will be fun to note, among your map you have, in one of the bedrooms, in that planner's ink that someone has written on here, there is a little side note that is written in... It is in common, it's not in Dwarvish. It just reads, walls, ? And it looks like an attempt at like a symbol of one of the sigils. Like maybe this trap planner was planning to put a sigil in a bedroom.
Why would you put a sigil in a bedroom?
You're not sure, but it looks like a lot of these traps were obviously made, maybe not for... Actually, Edgar, do you want to just roll me a perception on the map itself real quick to interpret that? Because I think you'll enjoy giving another once-over.
I mean, he could try and summon a succubus, you don't know. Don't judge.
I already did an investigation earlier. Can I still use that? Because I rolled
Oh,
that
please,
before-
please.
Because
Yes,
you
I apologize.
told me I didn't have to roll.
Oh, yeah. Not to perceive it, but please just give me a little bit more of that, absolutely.
Because I rolled investigation and I rolled nice and high, and with modifiers I have a 25.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, really perceiving this map now, you take a note of all the traps that this individual was putting everywhere, and you notice there's a few what looks like words in Dwarvish, but you can tell it's not by the same person. It looks like several people planned traps on this map. And a lot of the traps don't look like it was for intruders. You see spikes coming out from behind toilets. You see exploding beds. You see a lot of plan to poison a lot of things in storage areas.
They had
Yep, go ahead.
They had a Judas. Somebody betrayed everybody.
The scrawling on the map does not look like I said it was from the same person. It looks like there might have been 2 or 3 or more people involved.
Oh, there was a coup.
Okay. We'll go back to that in a second. Glosson, what were you checking out? The room? Okay, what'd you roll?
19. I've told you this
19.
3 times now.
I'm sorry, I'm focused on everything.
It's okay, I'm teasing you.
A lot of books everywhere, of course. A lot of it seems to be very, very menial stuff. Nothing particular on the shelves. It looks like if you had 10 minutes in a library to grab whatever you could, they just grabbed whatever they could in 10 minutes. Nothing looks directed. Nothing looks like it's really here or even sorted on purpose. A lot of hand-me-downs, nothing particular. Almost like this is just casual reading of the library. These books aren't here for any real studious purposes. Just kind of whatever they could get, looks like.
I'm kind of curious. Is there anything that may or may not tie back to Euceline's library?
Euceline's library or Carolyn?
Or Carolyn, yeah.
That's a good question. You can give me another investigation roll to specifically look for that. But you're not sure. Who is next? Willow or Naora? I forget who rolled first or who asked first. I think Naora?
Yep.
Okay, and what were you checking out? The books on the floor or the table?
I was checking out the books on the floor, and I rolled a nat 20.
Nat 20. All right, thank you. Amongst the books on the floor, a lot of them look along the same lines of trap making and just tinkering in general. A lot of, a lot of roguish material. It certainly seems that.
Are you trying to bait me?
No, I'm just saying it looks like a lot of books that rogues or we'll say shifty people would be reading. Traps and underhanded such like. There are obviously a lot of materials here referencing that someone or maybe obviously more than one person in this domain wanted to tinker with traps and the such like.
Shifting through all of these, do I see any markings on like any particular kind of trap?
You see several of them. You do see several large circling or page markings that reference like giant saw blades. A lot of alchemy books that are referencing potions and poisons, very subtle poisons. There seems to be one book in particular with like what looks like nearly half of a inkwell circled in a big page that just says exploding chair, like that was someone's favorite or something.
Oh no!
Oh.
Well, now we know what the bloodstain was.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, I guess that's it for me, I guess.
All right. Willow, you were just kind of trying to look around the room. I know you didn't really roll too high.
Did anyone else check out the sword and the skeleton? Can I just pull it out?
I'm sorry, can you what?
Pull out the sword.
Yeah, it just looks like a simple short sword that has impaled this dwarven-sized skeleton to the bookshelf. You don't even need to roll. Yeah, you don't even need to roll me strength. You can just pull it out if you'd like. Bloop. So you pull the sword out, the whole skeleton just collapses on the floor.
And it's a regular old short sword, right?
Yep, nothing special. Very old, very dingy.
Well, now we have
Dusty.
something that Gwendella can inhabit that isn't possibly demonic.
Ooh.
Less risk to her.
Alright.
Good. Yay! I mean, sorry, I didn't really give much of a reaction here.
All right,
I want to try something.
please. What'd you like? Did you fall?
I go up to the skeleton. I go up to the skeleton. Can I use Speak with Dead?
Ooh, sure. Yeah.
I keep forgetting we have access to that.
Please.
Alright, I kind of want to just gain in. So, what my goal here is to gain like even more information before we start heading out to get to the other rooms. Just like what's going on, like how he died, what he believes is going on, who he is.
Alrighty. Well, you cast the spell much as familiar as before, and you get like the last few seconds of this individual life. You hear what just sounds like a no, and abrupt sword to the chest, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And you think you can briefly commune with this individual.
So, first off, can I get a name for this person?
As I don't have my random list of NPC names. Yes. Do you ask their name? Actually, hold on. I got this. How do you phrase this? How do you ask?
Well, one, I say hello and I ask, first, who are you?
Okay, you immediately hear some very labored breathing, almost like someone in a half panic. And you hear a very obviously paranoid fashion. What's it to you? Who sent you?
I put up my hands and I say, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not here to hurt you anymore than what's happened to you. I just want to know what's going on.
So I'm thinking at the same time. 1 second. You hear some almost muttering to themselves in Dwarvish, which I believe you speak Dwarvish, do you not?
Yep.
So you instantly hear it as kind of like almost like cursing to oneself, like when you've lost a thought or you're trying to remember. And you hear... Actually, okay, you speak Dwarvish, so this would be great. So they're speaking entirely in Dwarvish. It makes sense. It's entirely in Dwarvish, so it would only make sense. You hear this individual almost calm down just a little bit, but there's almost this paranoid tone to their dialect. So you hear a response that says, Dravish didn't trust me. He thought I was taking his half of the treasure. I'm only owed what we have. We wrote it down. We agreed. I think he's been taking out of mine. but I think he got to me first.
Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah, that's what you get from that.
Okay, I then ask, what treasure? What are you talking about?
Everything in the vault. All the odds and ends. It's not the mass wealth. They don't get it. It's not the piles of gold. It's the magic stuff. It's the magic stuff you gotta watch for. That's what everyone wants. That's what everyone needs.
Okay, and I believe I'm limited to 3 questions. I believe I asked all 3.
I'm gonna, yeah, I'll have to limit to either 3 questions or 3 statements of inquiry.
Alright, so that's that.
There is another individual hanging from the chandelier.
Edgar will give you a boost if you need it.
Yeah, okay, I'll try to get to the
I assume
individual.
you convey this to everybody as well, your answers.
Yep, I convey this to everybody.
Okay, you want to try on this individual?
Nayara?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, did you want to try and speak with Dead with the skeleton on the chandelier?
Yes, basically same thing.
Okay.
Hang on. Flavor text. As you, Nayara, as you turn around and you start eyeing the skeleton, your eyes drop down. You see Edgar standing below it. Edgar drops down to one knee, interlaces his fingers, and offers his hand with a big grin and just goes, alley-oop.
Mayor kind of pauses for a moment, raises an eyebrow, shrugs her shoulders, like, why not?
I want fan art of this. I want fan art of Edgar boosting Nayara, speak with a skeleton hanging from a chandelier.
I'll doodle something. All right. So you cast Speak with Dead again, and you hear, you get brief screaming, like someone falling or possibly being thrown, and then just this abrupt gurgling.
I moved you, Nayara.
Thanks.
All right. What do you got? Oops, excuse me.
So basically, same thing. The way that I started with the other skeleton. Basically, who are you and what's going on?
All right. Again, there's this very unsettled, uneasy vibe to this individual speaking. You can tell this dwarf was a female by the voice. You instantly hear, "Come back for more," just in a very aggressive tone.
Nayara will kind of look up and again say hello and kind of ask, kind of repeat question, because I don't think he answered it, like, what happened and who are you?
Okay. You hear in a very aggressive tone, "What happened was, I fucking stuck Trembly there in the wall." And then I think I was tossed. I don't remember much after that.
Brain damage does that.
Okay. So what do you remember? What do you remember after being taught?
I think it itched for a moment. And a little pain. And the voice kind of fades out.
Okay. Mayra will like hop down and relay everything.
Sorry, you just think this particular dwarf it was the one who skewered, you assume, Trembly there in the bookshelf, and some other dwarves possibly threw her up in the chandelier. And she got caught on the way down.
Edgar's gonna put his hand on his hips and he's gonna look up and go, ah, well, that's unfortunate.
Mayra will kind of like clear her throat and say like, yeah. Well, apparently there's this vault that's important according to, what's his name? Trembly?
Tremly, Tremly. Tremly spoke of the magic stuff in the vault.
And apparently it's this magic thing that we're supposed to be wary of.
Mm-hmm.
But then she kind of looks and then says, shall we move on?
Edgar nods, but before he does, he's gonna turn. Can I take the demon book?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna take the demon book.
Oop.
Yay.
Add beginner's guide to demonic summonings to your inventory.
I kind of imagine like Edgar delicately picking up this book, looking at it, and then like kind of like dusting it off and then putting it in his vest pocket.
Mm-hmm.
With the face of, this is mine, this shouldn't be here.
It's not that it's his. He's actually very aware of it. Right before he pockets it, he kind of goes through, flips through it, and you hear him kind of mumble, that's wrong, that's wrong. That's inaccurate. I know him. Or
Oh my god.
It's like a yearbook of demons.
yeah.
no, even better. It's a shitty yearbook where everyone thought that wild hair, bell bottoms, and white lipstick looked good.
Why do I suddenly get an image that Sebastian's in that book for some reason?
Oh, I'm certain he is, and Edgar wants to bring it home and not let him live it down.
Oh my god. Anywho, let's go on. Let's move on. We only have like half an hour left. Are we gonna take care of this ghost?
Y'all can do that while I'm doing a thing in my guide. So hang on.
Okay, I'd like to look down at the feet of the ghost and then cast fire.
Nice.
Nice.
So I think it just needs a dex save. Am I correct?
Yep.
What am I rolling against?
Oh, a nat 20?
Shoot. 16.
No.
So that was. I'm literally rolling against a crit.
Yep, you are.
Okay. Then I will give you that as crit damage. So please roll me your damage twice.
And I've also taken a picture just in case someone asks.
So good.
Quick question. The place where we are. Spell it.
The actual dungeon?
Yeah.
It's Barad Sequi. 2 words. B-A-R-A-D.
All right.
Sequi. S-U-Q-U-I.
S-U-Q.
U-I.
All right. Just the 5 letters?
I believe so, unless there's a double I. I'm checking that for you right this second.
I keep forgetting the damage on this. If I'm not mistaken, though, it's 2d8, and then I roll a d4. If it's an even, the guy is immolated.
That sounds correct.
So a 3 and a 1 is 4, and burned.
Nice. 1 second.
Does he have a vulnerability to fire or no?
The spelling was correct, Cade. Just an I. You know, since it's Ghost Frost, we'll say yes.
So that's a quadruple damage, actually.
Yeah, so, you know, with that, I think you will easily have defeated this ghost. With a crit, how do you want to do this, Willow? This is a one shot. Any flavor?
Roasty, toasty, ghosty.
All right. Roasty, toasty, no mosty. Good job. It was so amazingly efficient. Something almost just got just wide-eyed for a second. Blink, 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 blink. Glosson, there's a little bit of a slighter clutch on your pants of, oh. As Gwendella was not expecting just a gout of fire.
Gentle pats.
Edgar kind of frowns a bit, turns to Willow. I understand the need for efficiency, but we're in a library.
I forgot.
Good thing this place is made out of wood.
Edgar kind of looks at him and goes, how do you... No, you know what? Never mind. Is there anything on the table of note, or did somebody already...
Nothing really of note. It looks like a few empty bowls, like what looks like used to be some reading snacks that have well spoiled.
Mm.
No, not the reading snacks.
Looks like someone was having bread and crackers.
What about the up here?
Nothing too much of note. Sorry, couldn't find a better token. A few quills, some scratch notes. Nothing really of importance. A few random tomes of like someone was researching something, but nothing really catches your eyes.
All right. All right, and you said this is going to be the more direct route over here?
Mm-hmm. If you, continuing down from the library, if you want the most efficient route, referencing your map would actually be to go back up to that office and cut straight across from the photographer room.
All right.
But this is your choice, guys.
I'm just following the demon.
If we're going the most direct route to the treasury, then we'll backtrack.
So let's say if you're looking at your map from the cartographer room, you hit an office, you hit a storage room, you hit another storage room, and you hit the vault. Going down this way, you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 rooms.
Okay, yeah.
Your end goal is up to your top right.
Alright, yep. We're gonna scooch through here. Edgar's gonna shuffle along.
Alright, backtracking.
Making sure that everybody's following.
Willow, are you just holding on to that sword for Gwendella?
Yes.
Okay. Wondering if you pass that off or if you have it.
I would just much rather have something that is non-magical to begin with, and does not run the risk of her getting cursed for possessing it.
There's a moment where you're backtracking. Samson will close the door politely behind her, and Glosson, you get a tug on your pant leg.
Okay, he looks down and
Can I hold it, please?
is she referring?
She looks back to Willow. You think she wants to hold the sword?
Well, that depends on if Auntie Willow is willing to help you.
She quickly turns around very excitedly. Miss Willow, can I hold the sword?
I try to hand it over. Be careful.
She takes it with both hands. She fumbles with it for a second, but she manages to. But it's almost a little heavy, so she kind of drags it a little bit. But she's trying to hide her excitement, but she's like, "Yay, I can help."
I just imagine that comic where it's like, but you can't give that child a sword.
It's educational.
But what if she hurts herself?
And that will be a very important lesson.
I need to read that novel.
All right, she has a sword now.
Lawson is weary, but he's gonna let her hold on to it because, let her have the opportunity, and she's excited.
That's a very large longsword. I'm impressed she's even able to lift it.
It's a short sword.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was. Never mind.
Sorry, I thought I said it was a short sword.
I probably misheard.
Edgar, there is a tiny office with about 2 desks cramped together. A couple of doors.
Sorry, I moved my ass.
Alright, and referencing map.
Referencing the map, the door immediately to the right will continue onwards to a storage area that will be your quickest route to the vault. And down just connects to a bedroom, which is a dead end. One.
Edgar will legit hold up a finger towards the dwarf while he's taking the map. Hold on. Okay, he'll drop his hand, roll up the map, and tuck it into his pocket again. What is on this table?
There appear to be 2 different desks of obviously different makes. It looks like this office was shared, maybe intentionally, maybe. On the marble desks, there seems to be tools that seem to be used somewhat by someone who be fluent with magic, like a potions maker or maybe an alchemist. On the other table, despite the fact the token shows there is a pistol, there is just a couple of books.
Are the books of note or no?
They don't immediately strike you. They look kind of just more like reading material from the library. And there's an empty drawing shelf behind you. And an obvious stain of blood on the floor, but no obvious sign of causes.
Alright. What else is on the possible alchemist's desk? Is there anything of note or anything that would be of interest?
There's a few empty glass vials. There's a book that just looks like of general alchemy notes. Nothing that really would lead you to say, they were trying for anything. It just looks like a general book of like rules of thumb kind of stuff. A few flask holders. We'll say there's a couple of discarded gloves.
So yeah, nothing really of note.
Yeah, not really.
Moving on. Sorry, old chap.
we'll take a moment since Willow's not moved her token yet. It's kind of ironic. So you come here often? Just kind of joking.
Oh no.
I'm just hesitant for all of us to be placed into a very cramped room.
But wouldn't you want to be in a cramped room with a giant woman?
Maybe not when you're swinging swords.
There's a joke in there somewhere. Anyway.
Hey, go for it. Yeah, go for it. Excuse me.
Alright, and that's a plus what to hit again? That is the plus strength, right?
Yes.
Plus strength and proficiency, so that's...
Mhm.
Okay, so that's a modified 20.
Oh, absolutely.
And then, this... No, not that. This. That's going to be 8 damage.
All right. Okay, so as again you sink your blade into this thing, it physically recoils, but the face does not change. There's almost a more tiresome body language as it just raises the help, as if to say, like, let's just get it over. Going to. All right, with an actual 19, it does strike you.
Mm-hmm.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9.
9?
Yes.
Alright, and that's split 5 and 4.
Okay. So you feel 9 frost damage go through you, split that how you need. And as it takes that half damage back, it dissipates again. It's significantly weaker.
Interesting. Edgar will just kind of brush off his shoulder as he feels all that frost damage go off. He'll probably he'll do the brushing off his shoulder kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's hurt, but not very badly, so he's gonna kind of let it go and move right on.
There's a Frozen joke in there somewhere, but I won't make it.
A brief hallway, empty.
All right. Map. Is there any kind of traps in this hallway, or no?
No, nothing on the map shows any traps in here.
Okay.
A lot of the traps you see are mostly in the public places like bathrooms and bedrooms.
All right.
There's a moment when you pass through the threshold where you half expect the ghost to appear at the other door, but it doesn't.
Makes sense. Are those reflective? Is that reflective crystal present in the hallway?
Oh, absolutely, everywhere.
All right, moving on then.
Beyond here is a storage room with several doors. Of course, if you pass over the threshold again, you will get ghost appear at this door over here. But as it appears, you can see there's almost a moment of destabilization where it takes a second to almost solidify its form, like it has a hard time forming. And also catching your eye is another familiar sight. Just a vertical crackle of thorns that seems to gibber in the corner for a moment. You've not made its way over here unless it wandered the wrong way. But it begins to start facing through this wall. It seems to generally be heading towards that, about the area you think you guys are going. At least every time you've seen it, it's been wanting to go towards the vault area of the map. I'll give it a second if Willow wants to do anything, as everyone catches up, as this thing is not quick.
I'm gonna walk around Neora and try to catch up.
Yeah, as everyone filters in, they see a storage area of some broken bits of furniture and such like. You see the ghost appear, and you do see the complicated creature begin to start phasing through the wall. Or at least begin to phase through the table.
Is it coming in or going out?
It seems like it's heading in this direction up here.
So, where's Yusaline?
You take a look around, and you don't immediately see anything, but we'll say Yusaline does kind of shimmer over to the side and, again, just begin to express its disgust. Oh, it's back. Oh, I don't even want to look at it. And as it shows up again, you guys get this 3D effect where you can see beyond this reflective surface. This time you see about, since you have kind of a panoramic room, you see about 7 of these mosaic figures attached to these tendrils. What does anyone do? I know I've given you a lot.
I move to intercept in its movement.
Okay, we'll say it's kind of going northwards here. Are you just trying to stand in front of it?
Yes.
Oh boy, okay.
Willow is going to die.
I have notes for this. One sec.
There's only one way to figure out exactly what it is, and that is to make actual contact with it.
Looks at you like you're absolutely freaking nuts.
I am insane.
All right, I need everyone to roll me a con save. Willow, I'll need you to roll with disadvantage. Everyone's already experienced this, so they kind of brace themselves for it.
Oh, tits.
Willow, I need a disadvantage for that first.
Oh shit.
Oh boy, was that my nat 1?
Yes.
Oh boy, okay.
Nat 20 on my end.
Okay, unless you got, like, lower than a 10, you guys should be fine.
Alright, while everyone's rolling, I'll be right back.
You'll be right back?
Yeah, he has to be right back.
Okay. Actually, this would be a good chance. I don't want to rush this, but we could almost finish this today. We're like 3 doors away. What now?
What did you say we had to get?
A 10 or higher.
Oh my god, I rolled a 3, but my saving throw was a 7. Woo! Jesus!
I have to leave at 11, so...
Okay,
Okay, back.
okay. To rush it, but we'll see, because we're kind of close to finishing here. Alrighty. Okay, so... Glosson, you catch it at the wrong angle, and you get this massive pulsing migraine, and you feel the intense urge to vomit. You can choose to do so willingly if you want to.
Will it hurt me anymore if I do?
You won't take any damage, but you will voluntarily vomit.
He vomits. You would.
So Willow tries to play the brave move, steps in front of this tessellating figure, and everyone just watches for a second in horror, not knowing the outcome, and Willow just falls hard and begins seizing.
Oh god.
You hit the floor, you hit that stone concrete hard, and you just start convulsing. This figure does not stop its movement as it walks through you.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, Willow, I need you to do a few things for me.
I'm gonna move.
First off,
It's like everyone's moving out of the way now?
yeah. First, Willow, I need you to roll me a I need you to roll me a D12.
That's not a D12. There it is. 3.
Ooh, okay, that's right on the money. And I need you to roll me. I'm trying to give you a chance here. I've got a lot of weird rules with these. Okay, that wouldn't work for you because you are special conditions because of your race. I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw. Straight.
Wisdom. All right. With a 16.
Okay, good. All right. So you feel just this pulse shake through you and you drop hard. You can tell you're seizing. You can tell you're in trouble. But the worst part is you're aware of it. You feel like you're still standing right there. You don't feel like you're on the ground. This thing walks through your body over the floor. You feel something probe like at the back of your mind. You're not sure if it's good or bad, but something just reaches into the farther reaches of the back of your cerebral cortex. And you instinctively want to shake it off. You do your best to fight that urge, and whatever it is stops reaching. The bad news is that everyone watching sees as it walks through this table and partially through Willow, half of the table dematerializes. And about 2 table legs rematerialize on Willow's torso, like out of Willow's torso.
No!
It continues moving. And it begins to fade through the wall here. Once it dissipates, that 3D effect just disappears. Everything's back to normal, and you just perceive 2D Euceline. Willow, you are aware. Everything pops to. You're on the floor. You've got a massive migraine right now. But other than that, you're okay.
I don't have 2 table legs sticking out of me?
You don't hurt, but you do have 2 table legs sticking out of your torso.
You're the new runner!
Great.
You're not sure if it's just in your armor or in your...
Can I give them a tug?
Oh, yeah. You give them a tug. One of them feels like it's in your armor. The other one feels like there's some slight connection, but it doesn't feel like, to the best of your abilities, it's not all the way through you or anything.
Can I rip it out?
Let's see. You take a peek, and it just feels like it's in this top... just like the top layers of your epidermis. You feel like you tug, but you might bleed a little bit.
I'll rip it out anyway.
Okay, you do so, and I'm sure apply some bandages.
Yeah.
Edgar's very curious. Just walk over to you and you're okay.
Yeah, right.
Yes, and now I have several theories about those creatures.
Edgar's going to ask about the table legs.
Well, they
Hello?
give me extra legs to stand on, I'm sure.
Edgar would like to see the table leg that was embedded in your skin.
I hand it over.
It's a regular table leg. I mean, there's no magical or other properties about it. It looks like, from the best of your knowledge, it was just removed from that space and implanted into...
Does it look at all like the two were like seamed together, if they were meshed together, like at the atomic level, or was it like it just looked like he was straight up stabbed with it?
It doesn't obviously appear like they were properly fused. It looks just like it materialized and Willow happened to be in the way.
Same with the one in my armor?
Correct.
I am keeping this table leg for scientific analysis later.
I'm keeping this leg for science reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just...
He wants to look at the table leg under a microscope and see like dominant cellular structure and all that now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Because think about it, if two things of a cellular structure, because the table leg is wood, so that is of a cellular structure. If two things of a cellular structure occupy the same space, do they share that same space equally, or does one dominate over the other? And if so, how do they mesh in? Like, do you have ones that are only half there? Do the cells actually knit together as if they were one unit? He wants to investigate this.
I will gladly answer those questions for you.
Well, he can only do it once he has the equipment back home.
Mm-hmm.
And as for theories about these creatures, it seems to me that they are either trying to cross over into this plane while taking some of their own space with them, or by crossing over into this plane, they are stitching the two planes of existence together, causing mass problems for our end.
Very strong theories.
At the latter, Edgar will visibly cringe and mutter under his breath, let's hope the latter is not the case.
Well, given the effect that we've seen on me, it leads strong evidence to it.
Edgar will kind of cringe away. Those kinds of scenarios never end well for anyone involved.
I can imagine, but at least now we have a direction to investigate.
Speaking of direction, let's consult our map again. Oh god, the puddle of vomit.
Map says... Behind the ghost is what looks like another shared office and possibly like an alchemist or potion storage. To the right seems to be a couple storage units.
Hang on.
Behind...
It's,
Oops, sorry.
for some reason, it's like making me click a multitude of times to get a box to stick.
Behind Willow is a small bedroom. Now aware what time it is. We're going to wrap it up in a second. To the left over here would be a bathroom. And to the right over here is another storage area, which is your path to the vault.
There we go.
Alrighty. You can investigate anything else in this room, and we will call it before we attempt to initiate the fight.
What happened with that painting over there?
There's a large portrait that looks like it was once hanging up on the wall, and two crossbeams of the ceiling have come down and kind of ripped the painting down with it. But with the splattering of blood all over it, you imagine that happened first, and something fought on it or over it?
Gotcha.
There's a couple broken chairs in here just tossed about. This half table now looked to be a large map engraved on a table. Like a wood-graved map.
Not yet, hang on! Alright, my mom's calling me, so we gotta wrap this up.
Yep. Well, that's what I have for now. If we can continue next time, whatever that is, we should be able to finish this, no problem.
Awesome.
All right, wonderful.
Thank you all for joining.
I'm glad we were able to this time.
Yeah, finally!
I don't know if I want to push it and say, can we